Welcome to Corporals Corner. Today we're doing something different. We're going to take some of those land navigation techniques that we learned from a previous video and apply them on a legit land nav course. It's also going to give me a chance to try out a new pair of boots from Irish Setter, so stick around. Alright, before we get too far down that trail, I want to go and pause for a minute and talk about my sponsor, Irish Setter Boots. In today's video, I'll be wearing Ravine Boot Model 2885. Now, a couple of things that caught my eye during the unboxing was this abrasion-resistant material around the toes and the back of the boot. And to be brutally honest, anything that can prevent premature wear on a pair of boots, good to go in my book. And one other outstanding feature on this boot is that it has a soft mesh liner on the tongue, on the exterior as well as the interior of the boot. And it runs from the shin all the way down to your toes. And that's perfect because it will actually help reduce pressure points and hot spots. Alright, that's it for now. I'm eager to get out there, get some miles put on these bad boys, but at the end of this video I'll be back with a quick review. Stay tuned. Now, in my opinion, about 90% or 90+% of land navigation courses are all the same. You're out there, you're at a predetermined start point, you have a predetermined set amount of azimuths or bearings you have to go through to complete the course. Sometimes at each location there's a letter or a number that might spell something or give you a number code or combination. But the majority of them all start out the same. They're going to give you either a metal dog tag, ammo can. In this case right here, we have a cattle tag. And all you're going to do, grab it, flip it over, and it should give you a number. Before I step off, I want to make sure I have my compass and my Ranger bees accessible. Now, in addition to that, I want to get my notebook and pencil out. I'm going to go ahead and mark my start point with the degrees or bearing to my first point. At a very minimum, I want to go ahead and mark down my azimuth or bearing, my reverse azimuth, and my pace count. I want to know that I'm walking on a bearing or azimuth of 12 degrees to point number 1. I also want my reverse azimuth. And why is that? Just in case if something goes wrong out here, or say I get some kind of emergency phone call and I need to come back to my start point, I can dial in my reverse azimuth and get right back where I was at. So I'm going to go ahead and dial in 12 degrees on our compass. Keep it in mind that every tick mark represents 2 degrees. Now I'm going to go ahead and look down and just rotate my body so I get an idea of the direction of travel. It's good to go. Now I'm going to go ahead and raise my arms up, extend them out. Keeping that compass level, I'm going to tilt my mirror towards me until I can see that full reflection of that bezel ring and magnetic needle, keeping that red needle red in the shed or that dog in that doghouse. I'm going to aim through that opening in V-notch. Into a target out there in the distance. I see a tree out there in the distance. And I know now I can walk to that tree across this field, keeping track of my pace count, and maintain that straight line and run right into that tree. Alright, that was pretty good to go. Walked on a bearing or azimuth of 12 degrees for 120 yards. Walk right into it. Boom, there it is. Just like last time, I'm going to rotate my tag over. Next point, 19 degrees. Now, one common mistake that students tend to make is they'll get their next azimuth or bearing. Say, for example, this one here is 19 degrees. They'll stand out there somewhere, dial in 19 degrees, and head on down the trail. Well, like we learned from our class, the best course of action is to stand up where the previous point was, put your back to that tree, dial in your next azimuth or bearing, and then head off to your next point. That way you're in line with your previous position, and you can walk that straight line. Okay, so here we are at point number 8, and in case you haven't figured it out yet, I'm not giving you all the azimuths or bearings because this is an active land nav course, and should you choose to come here one day in the future, I'm not going to give too much away. Now, finding that punkwood back there next to that point got me thinking. There might be other materials out here, or even water that you could use for resupply, but you just can't see it. How do you deviate from this position, have the freedom to walk around, and come right back here and carry on with your bearing or azimuth? The answer is a waypoint. In a previous video, we talked about waypoints. And a waypoint is nothing more than a stopping point. A place where you can drop your gear, have the freedom to roam around and explore, find resources, maybe find some water, get hydrated, yet come right back here, put your gear back on, dial in that azimuth or bearing, and continue on in that straight line. So how do we toss up a waypoint? All you're going to do is grab a bright colored cloth, like a shamag or bandana, hang it from a tree at eye level. You now have the freedom to move as far as the eye can see. As long as you can turn around, make contact with that signal panel or your waypoint, you can come right back here, pick up your gear, and continue on. Starting to rain a little bit. You know how it goes. If it ain't raining, we ain't training. Here's our last point right here. Now it's back to camp. Outstanding. Alright, I just got back from walking a land navigation course in the Eastern Woodlands, or Appalachian Jungle. And before I stepped off, I mentioned that these boots fit like a glove and they were very comfortable. And to be honest, they are. I haven't worn them except for today, and out there we walked up and down hills, through wet grass, mud, sand, and even water. Now for the moment of truth. The outside is wet. The inside, as well as my sock, are bone dry. I'm very happy with these. Outstanding. 2 thumbs up for Ravine Boot by Irish Setter. You can get yours at Dick's Sporting Goods, Cabela's, Bass Pro Shop, Red Wings, and most other outdoor retailers. Welcome back. That land nav course was outstanding. Not only did it give me a chance to get out there and practice what I preach, but it gave me an opportunity to see those tools put into action. Now, if you haven't already, go ahead and go back and look at my first video on Land Navigation Simplified. Get out there and apply those tools. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time.